The 2025 American League Championship Series turned into the stage where Vladimir Guerrero Jr. etched his name into postseason legend. From the very first pitch of Game 1, there was something unmistakably different about him, an aura of confidence, a sense that he knew this was his moment to dominate. Every at-bat, every swing carried electricity. The fans could feel it, the opposing pitchers could sense it, and the entire baseball world started to realize that Vlad Jr. wasn't just participating in the ALCS, he was taking it over. His approach at the plate was pure poetry in motion. Guerrero wasn't chasing pitches like earlier in the season. His eye for the ball was razor sharp, waiting patiently for the mistake, then unleashing that trademark thunderous swing. When he connected, the sound was unlike anything else, a deep, echoing crack that made everyone in the ballpark pause for just a split second before erupting in awe. The first home run of the series wasn't just a statement, it was a warning shot to the opposing team that they were dealing with a man on a mission. By Game 2, it became clear this wasn't a fluke. Guerrero had figured out the pitching rotation, studying tendencies, adjusting mid-at-bat, and hitting with surgical precision. His teammates fed off his energy. The dugout came alive every time he stepped up. You could see players leaning forward, whispering, "He's about to do it again." And almost every time, he did. Doubles ripped down the line, towering home runs that cleared the deepest parts of the ballpark, and line drives that punished any pitcher who dared to challenge him. But what made this performance even more impressive wasn't just the power, it was the timing. Guerrero delivered when it mattered most. Late in games, with runners on base, under the bright lights and deafening pressure, he was unshakable. In Game 3, down by 2 in the 7th inning, he launched a 445-foot bomb into the upper deck that completely shifted the momentum. The stadium exploded. Cameras caught the opposing pitcher shaking his head, knowing he had just become another victim of Vlad Jr.'s historic run. Guerrero's leadership throughout the ALCS was just as vital as his offense. Between innings, he was constantly talking to younger teammates, hyping them up, sharing what he saw from the pitchers, keeping spirits high. When things got tense, he smiled. When the pressure mounted, he thrived. His body language said it all. This was a player who believed he could carry his team all the way, and he made everyone around him believe it too. Defensively, he showed how complete his game has become. At first base, Guerrero made clutch scoops, stretched for tough throws, and even turned a key double play in Game 4 that stopped a potential rally. Every play he made seemed to have weight, as if destiny had chosen this series to showcase his full potential. The crowd would chant his name after every inning, "Vlad why? Vlad why?" a sound that echoed through the postseason like an anthem. By Game 5, his confidence was untouchable. Pitchers tried everything, fastballs high and in, breaking balls in the dirt, even intentional walks, but nothing stopped him. When they pitched to him, he made them pay. When they didn't, he smiled knowingly, trotting to first, knowing his presence alone altered the entire strategy of the game. That's when you know you've reached true superstar status, when your mere existence changes how the other team plays. One of the most unforgettable moments came in the 8th inning of Game 5, with the series hanging in the balance. The count was full. The tension was unbearable. Then Guerrero unloaded on a pitch that looked like it was meant to end up low and away. Instead, he sent it screaming into the left field seats. The crowd went wild. His teammates poured out of the dugout, some raising their arms before the ball even landed. It wasn't just a home run, it was the defining swing of the series. Guerrero's celebration was pure emotion. He pounded his chest, pointed to the sky, and shouted toward his dugout. The cameras caught every moment of it, the fire in his eyes, the sweat dripping down his face, the joy of knowing he had just sealed another massive victory. It was the kind of moment that defines careers and lives on in highlight reels for generations. In the post-game interviews, Guerrero remained humble. He credited his teammates, his coaches, and even the fans for keeping the energy alive. But his smile said it all. He knew he had just played the best baseball of his life. Reporters called it one of the greatest ALCS performances in modern history, comparing it to Ortiz in 2004, Beltran in 2004, and other legendary postseason runs. Game 6 became the exclamation point. Guerrero once again came through in the clutch, driving in 2 runs early with a rocket to the gap. Every swing he took seemed to find the barrel. The opposing crowd, even those rooting against him, had to respect what they were witnessing. It wasn't just dominance, it was artistry. Every at-bat was a masterpiece, a blend of raw power and precise timing. When the final out was recorded and his team advanced to the World Series, Guerrero stood at first base with a grin that stretched ear to ear. His teammates mobbed him, showering him with Gatorade, and chanting, MVP. MVP. The fans joined in. The award hadn't been announced yet, but everyone knew it was his. There was no debate. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was the undisputed MVP of the 2025 ALCS. The numbers told the story, but even they couldn't fully capture his impact. A batting average soaring over .500, multiple home runs, key RBIs, and a slugging percentage that defied belief. But beyond the stats, it was the moments, the clutch hits, the crowd reactions, the energy, that made it legendary. You could feel it through the TV screen. You could see the emotion in every fist pump, every smile, every hug with his teammates. Analysts and former players couldn't stop talking about it. On sports networks, highlights of Guerrero's hits looped on repeat. Commentators described his performance as Jordan-esque, a player who simply refused to lose. His name trended worldwide. Fans flooded social media with clips, edits, and tributes. The phrase, "Unstoppable Vlad," became a rallying cry among supporters. Even rival players showed respect. After the series, the opposing team's manager admitted, there was no way to get him out. "We tried everything. He just kept adjusting. He's a monster right now." That's perhaps the highest compliment any player can receive, when your competition acknowledges your greatness. For Guerrero, this was more than just a great series, it was redemption. After a few seasons of ups and downs, criticism, and people doubting if he could live up to his father's legacy, this was the ultimate answer. He didn't just live up to it, he carved out his own. The comparisons to Vladimir Guerrero Sr. suddenly felt outdated. This was Vlad Jr.'s time. Behind the scenes, teammates talked about how hard he worked leading into the postseason. Early morning cage sessions, extra film study, and quiet conversations with veterans. It all paid off. You could see the discipline in every swing, the focus in his eyes, and the control in his approach. Greatness isn't luck, it's preparation meeting opportunity, and Guerrero proved that with every hit. The city embraced him like never before. Billboards went up overnight. Merch sales skyrocketed. Kids mimicked his batting stance at Little League fields. In every corner of the baseball world, people were talking about how Guerrero had reignited the excitement of postseason baseball. He made it fun, he made it emotional, and above all, he made it unforgettable. During the victory parade, Guerrero stood on the team bus holding the MVP trophy high above his head. Confetti rained down as fans cheered his name. Cameras flashed, capturing the moment where he wasn't just a player, he was a hero. For many, that image will be remembered as the moment Vladimir Guerrero Jr. fully arrived as one of the faces of baseball. When you look back on the 2025 ALCS years from now, there will be one name that stands above the rest. Not just for the stats, not just for the wins, but for the feeling he brought to the game. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. reminded everyone why we love baseball: the passion, the power, the drama, and the beauty of one player willing to rise when it matters most. As the World Series looms, the question isn't whether Guerrero can keep it up, it's how far his fire can take them. Because if the ALCS showed us anything, it's that when Vlad Jr. locks in, when that swing starts finding its rhythm, and when that smile flashes across his face, there's simply no stopping him. He's not just playing baseball anymore, he's rewriting its history in real time.